In today's video, I am going to teach you how to create a frequency distribution table in Excel. To begin, you will need two parts in your worksheet: your raw data values and the category ranges that you want to count. The goal of a frequency distribution table is simple. Excel will count how many data points fall into each range, and then you can review the results quickly and clearly. First, enter your data in cells A2 through A11. This is where your original numbers will live. As you type, make sure you keep them in the same column and in the correct rows. If your data is already collected elsewhere, you can copy it into this section. For this example, A2 to A11 gives you 10 entries, so fill those cells with your values one by one. Once the data is in place, take a moment to confirm that you have no blank cells in between, because blank cells can affect how the counts are computed later. Next, you will enter your ranges in cells C2 through C5. These ranges define the bins, or groups, that you want Excel to measure. Think of each range as a cutoff value. For instance, if you are grouping numbers, your ranges might represent the upper limits of each group. Carefully type those range values into C2, C3, C4, and C5. When you are doing this, keep the logic consistent. The counting formula that you will use depends on these cutoff points, so it matters that the ranges match the way you want to group the data. Now that both the data and the ranges are entered, you are ready to start building the frequency counts. The next action is selecting the first cell where the count result should appear. Click D2. This is where you will place the first frequency calculation, based on the range in C2. After clicking D2, you will type a formula that tells Excel to count how many values in your data fall at or below the cutoff in C2. Type the formula exactly as follows: $countif, $A, $2, $A, $11, and C2. As you type, pay attention to the symbols and punctuation. The countif function counts the number of cells that meet a specific condition. Here, Excel will look at the data range from A2 through A11, and it will count values that are less than or equal to the value found in C2. A key detail is the part that looks like $A, $2, A, $11. The dollar signs lock the range, so the formula stays correct when you copy it to other cells. The next part, $, and C2, combines the comparison operator with the cutoff value in C2. That means the condition changes automatically depending on which range cell is referenced. This is exactly what makes the approach work smoothly from multiple bins. Once the formula is entered, press Enter. Excel will calculate the count for the values in A2 through A11 that are less than or equal to the range value in C2. Take a moment to verify the result makes sense for your first range. If the count seems off, double-check that your range in C2 is correct, and that your data in column A is entered as numbers rather than text. Now, you will reuse the same logic for the remaining range cutoffs. Drag D2 down to D5. This step copies the formula into the other frequency cells. As you drag, Excel automatically adjusts the relative reference to the range cell, so each row uses C3, then C4, and then C5. Because the data range in the countif function is locked, the counting always checks the same set of original data values. What changes is only the cutoff you are comparing against. When you finish dragging down to D5, you will have a complete set of frequency counts aligned with each range. At this point, your frequency distribution table is effectively built. You can read each result as the number of data points that fall into or under the corresponding range cutoff. That covers everything you need to know. And that is all there is to it.